12 rock bands that owned the 80s, platinum albums, MTV rotation, #1 hits. Arena tours alongside Kiss, Scorpions, Van Halen. Then nothing. Not scandal, not a spectacular collapse, just silence. You remember the riffs, you sang the choruses in your car, but right now, if I asked you to name the band, you'd hesitate. These weren't opening acts or one-album wonders hoping for a break. They were selling millions, headlining their own shows, and then the 90s hit, grunge moved in, and the industry forgot they ever existed. Here's what happened to 12 bands that were absolutely massive before the world moved on without them. Number 12, Fine Young Cannibals. Fine Young Cannibals in 1989. She Drives Me Crazy hits #1 in the United States. Good Thing follows it to #1 3 months later. 2 chart toppers in the same year from the same album. The album, The Raw and the Cooked, goes to #1 in the UK, the US, Australia, Canada. Over 3 million copies sold worldwide. They win 2 Brit Awards in 1990. Best British Group, Best British Album. And that's where the story should end, with a stadium tour and a decade of follow-ups. But it doesn't. They never recorded another album. Singer Roland Gift walked away to focus on acting. Bassist David Steele and guitarist Andy Cox, both ex-members of The Beat, went silent. The band just stopped. No breakup announcement, no farewell tour. They had 2 #1s and then disappeared while they were still at the top. Here's what gets me about this. They recorded at Prince's Paisley Park Studios that iconic snare sound on She Drives Me Crazy. Producer David Z placed a speaker on top of the snare drum, played the recorded part back through it, and mic'd it from underneath. If you've ever peaked at exactly the wrong moment, right when the industry was about to shift underneath you, you know how that timing eats at you. Grunge was 6 months out, the 90s were coming, and Fine Young Cannibals stopped recording right before everything changed. Now they're a 2-hit memory. Most people under 40 have never heard the name. Number 11, Til Tuesday. Amy Mann, 1985. Voices Carry peaks at number 8 on the Billboard Hot 100. The video wins MTV's Best New Artist Award. The album, also called Voices Carry, goes to number 19 and stays on the charts for 31 weeks. They're everywhere. In the dark, I like to read his mind. MTV plays the video on heavy rotation. That spiky hair, that rat tail, that moment in the theatre when she stands up and screams. Iconic. Get upset. Second album drops in 1986. Welcome Home hits number 49. The single What About Love goes to 26. Not the runaway success of the debut, but solid. Then the third album in 1988. Everything's Different Now peaks at 124. Lead single barely scrapes 95. By 1990, Mann leaves the band to start her solo career. She says her musical interests changed. She wanted acoustic guitar music, not the slick new wave sound that made them famous. And here's the thing nobody talks about. Epic Records originally wanted Voices Carry to stay as Mann wrote it, sung to a woman. The label panicked. They thought lesbian undertones would kill sales. Producer Mike Thorne convinced Mann to change the gender. She did. The song became a hit, but that compromise haunted the band. Mann's solo career took off years later when she finally got to write exactly what she wanted. Oscar nomination for Save Me from Magnolia, critical acclaim, total artistic freedom. Til Tuesday became the compromise she had to make before she could be herself. That's a specific kind of loss, building something that works, watching it succeed, and knowing the whole time it's not really yours.
Tear him away.
The band broke up, Mann walked away, and nobody outside Boston remembered they existed until she reminded them decades later as a solo artist. In 2025, they reunited for one show 35 years later. Number 10, Vixen. Vixen, 1988, all-female glam metal band out of Minnesota. Debut album peaks at 41 on the Billboard 200. Edge of a Broken Heart, written and produced by Richard Marx, hits number 26. Crying follows it to 22. They're described as the female Bon Jovi. MTV loves them. They tour with Ozzy Osbourne, Scorpions, Bon Jovi. They're opening in arenas, headlining their own club shows, getting the kind of exposure most bands spend years chasing. Second album drops in 1990. Rev It Up peaks at 52. Minor hit with How Much Love at 44. But by then, grunge is starting to creep in. EMI drops them. The band breaks up in 1992. Here's what nobody tells you about being one of the only all-female hard rock bands to break through in the 80s. You're not just competing with other bands. You're fighting to be taken seriously in a scene dominated by men who look exactly like you. Big hair, spandex, makeup, but somehow get the benefit of the doubt you never do. Janet Gardner, Jan Kwenemund, Cher Pedersen, Roxy Petrucci, they had the chops, they had the songs, they had the look, and they still got dismissed as a novelty act. When the scene collapsed, they didn't get the grace period the male bands did. Mötley Crüe kept touring, Poison reinvented themselves, Vixen just ended. Jan Kwenemund died in 2013. The band reformed without her, then fell apart again. And if you ask someone under 30 who Vixen was, they'll guess it's a cosmetics brand. That's what happens when you do everything right and the industry still won't let you in fully. Number 9, Glass Tiger. Canadian band out of Newmarket, Ontario. Originally called Tokyo, changed the name to Glass Tiger in 1986. Debut album The Thin Red Line goes quadruple platinum in Canada, gold in the United States. Don't Forget Me, When I'm Gone, featuring Bryan Adams on backing vocals, hits number 2 in the US number 1 in Canada for 2 weeks. Someday follows it to number 7 in the US. They win the 1986 Juno Award for Single of the Year. Producer Jim Vallance, Bryan Adams' songwriting partner, writes Don't Forget Me with the band on the first day they meet. Inspired by Tears for Fears, Everybody Wants to Rule the World, they knock it out in one afternoon. Second album in 1988, Diamond Sun, goes triple platinum in Canada, but here's the problem, they're massive in Canada, gold in the US, essentially invisible everywhere else. The 80s had room for exactly one breakthrough Canadian rock band in America per year. Bryan Adams got 1985, Loverboy had their window, Glass Tiger got 1986, and then the door closed. And if you're huge at home but can't break internationally, the industry treats you like a regional act, no matter how many millions you sell. Lead singer Alan Frew has that voice. The band has the songs. Jim Valance's production is flawless, but timing put them in Bryan Adams' shadow and they never escaped it. They're still touring, still have a fan base in Canada, but in the States they're a "oh yeah, I forgot about them" band, the kind you hear on an 80s playlist and think, wait, who was this again? Being second biggest in the same lane as a global superstar is lonelier than never charting at all. Number 8, Great White. Great White Los Angeles, bluesy hard rock with just enough polish to fit into the hair metal wave. Album Once Bitten in 1987 goes platinum. Save Your Love, Rock Me. Solid tracks, building momentum. Then 1989, Twice Shy. The title completes the phrase Once Bitten, Twice Shy, and they cover Ian Hunter's 1975 song of the same name. It goes to number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100. Album goes double platinum. The Angel song hits 30. They're headlining arenas. And here's the twist. Izzy Stradlin from Guns N' Roses suggested they cover Once Bitten, Twice Shy. The band wasn't even familiar with the original. Most American listeners assumed Great White wrote it. For a moment they're peaking. MTV rotation, sold out shows, then grunge hits. The scene collapses. By 2003, they're playing small clubs to a few hundred people. February 2003, the Station nightclub in Rhode Island. The band's pyrotechnics start a fire. 100 people die, including their guitarist Ty Longley. The tragedy overshadows everything that came before. Their music, their platinum albums, their breakthrough moment. All of it gets buried under the weight of that night. Great White tried to move forward, tried benefit concerts, but survivors and families asked them to stop. Every mention reopened wounds. That's a different kind of fade, not grunge, not changing tastes. A single moment that redefines your entire legacy. They were the bluesy hard rock band with the hit cover song. Now they're the band from the fire. Well, the times are getting hard for you, little girl. Number 7, Autograph. Los Angeles, 1984. Glam metal band gets discovered by David Lee Roth. He jogs with their drummer Keene Richards, hears their demo tape, and invites them to open for Van Halen on their massive 1984 tour. 48 shows as an unsigned band. I'm working hard, you're working too. They signed to RCA after playing Madison Square Garden. Debut album Sign In Please drops in October 1984. The single Turn Up the Radio, with the chorus Things Go Better with Rock, peaks at 29 on the Billboard Hot 100. Daytime, nighttime, anytime. Number 17 on Mainstream Rock. Album goes gold, 500,000 copies. MTV plays the video constantly. Early product placement, Papermate pens fund the video in exchange for the band using their erasable pen in the clip. The band literally signs in at the beginning. Brilliant marketing. And here's what's wild. One Turn Up the Radio was the last song recorded for the album. RCA didn't even want it on there, thought it had no commercial value. The band fought to include it. It became their only hit. Give me some more. Turn up. second album in 1985. That's the Stuff peaks at 92. Third album in 1987. Doesn't chart. By 1989, the band breaks up. Disappointed, burned out. One hit wasn't enough to sustain a career. Lead guitarist Steve Lynch became a guitar teacher, published instructional books, owned a music school in Seattle, did guitar clinics in 20 countries, built a whole second career teaching the technique he used on that one song most people forgot existed. Being a one-hit wonder when you're technically brilliant is its own kind of frustration. You know you're better than the one song, but the industry doesn't care. The hit is the hit. Everything else is invisible. Number 6, Winger.
What you're going through,
New York City, 1987. Kip Winger, fresh out of Alice Cooper's band, forms Winger with guitarist Reb Beach, drummer Rod Morgenstein, and keyboardist Paul Taylor. Debut album drops August 1988, goes platinum, peaks at 21 on the Billboard 200, stays on the chart for 63 weeks. 17 hits 26, Headed for a Heartbreak goes to 19. Second album, In the Heart of the Young, goes 1.5 times platinum. Miles Away peaks at 12. They tour for 13 months, over 230 dates with Kiss, Scorpions, ZZ Top. They're everywhere. MTV, arenas, magazine covers, and then they become a punchline.
it's hard to tell.
Metallica's Nothing Else Matters video. Lars Ulrich throws darts at a Winger poster. Beavis and Butthead. The Kick Me character wears a Winger t-shirt for the entire series.
With only your promises.
Third album, Pull, in 1993. Kip Winger names it Pull because he knows critics will use the album as a skeet-shooting target. He's not wrong. The album flops. Grunge has taken over. Melodic hard rock is dead. Band breaks up in 1994, and here's the cruelty of it. These were legitimately skilled musicians. Kip Winger studied classical music. Reb Beach was a session guitarist with extraordinary chops. Rod Morgenstein came from the Dixie Dregs, respected jazz fusion players.
What you're going through, you kept your
The industry decided Winger represented everything wrong with late 80s excess, and they paid for it. They reunited in 2001, still tour, still release albums, but the damage was done. They're forever the band Metallica mocked, the butt of the joke.
hope you're still there.
And if you've ever been good at something, genuinely, immeasurably good, and watched the world dismiss you because you weren't cool enough, you know that specific humiliation never fades. Number 5, The Outfield. English band formed in London 1984, originally called themselves the Baseball Boys before signing to Columbia Records. Debut album Play Deep in 1985, peaks at number 9 on the Billboard 200, goes triple platinum. Your Love in 1986 hits number 6 on the Billboard Hot 100, stays on the chart for 22 weeks. Written by guitarist John Spinks in 20 minutes on the porch of his East London flat, the song is entirely fictional. Josie wasn't a real person. The whole story, made up, and it works. MTV plays the video constantly. The song becomes massive in the United States. Number 83 in the UK, their home country. That's the strange part. The Outfield were way bigger in America than in England. All the Love hits 19 in the US, Since You've Been Gone at 31, Voices of Babylon at 25. But in the UK, they barely register. They're touring America, playing arenas as opening acts for Journey and Starship, and back home nobody cares. Second album Bangin' in 1987, third album Voices of Babylon in 1989. Both have minor hits, but by the early 90s they're fading. John Spinks dies in 2014, vocalist Tony Lewis dies in 2020, and in 2026, the Your Love music video hits 1 billion views on YouTube 40 years after release. Which means millions of people are watching that video right now, singing the chorus, and most of them have no idea the band is gone, or that they had other songs, or that they were massive for a brief window in the mid-80s.
Josie's on a vacation far away.
They're a YouTube memory, one song, one video, everything else erased. That's maybe the loneliest version of success. 1 billion views and nobody knows your name. Number 4, Night Ranger. San Francisco, 1982. Night Ranger forms out of the ashes of several Bay Area bands. Drummer Kelly Keagy, bassist Jack Blades, guitarists Brad Gillis and Jeff Watson. Debut album Dawn Patrol in 1983. Don't Tell Me You Love Me hits 40. Second album Midnight Madness later that year. Sister Christian, written by Keagy for his younger sister Christy, peaks at number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100 in June 1984. The song stays on the chart for 24 weeks. Number 1 in Canada, becomes the band's defining moment. And Kelly Keagy didn't even want to sing it. He's the drummer. Jack Blades was the vocalist, but producer insisted Keagy sing the song he wrote. It works. When You Close Your Eyes hits 14. The album goes platinum. Third album 7 Wishes in 1985. Fourth album Big Life in 1987. By then, either singles aren't charting. The Secret of My Success, written for the Michael J. Fox movie, stalls at 64 despite heavy MTV rotation. Label wanted another Sister Christian, another power ballad, another top 10 hit. They kept pushing the band toward that sound, and the more they pushed, the less it worked. Band breaks up in the late 80s, reunites in the 90s, breaks up again, reunites again. And here's what's brutal about being defined by one song you wrote for your little sister. Every show, every tour, every reunion, the crowd is waiting for that one moment, that one chorus. Everything else you've written, every other album, every progression as musicians, none of it matters. You're the Sister Christian band. They've sold over 17 million albums total. They had multiple top 40 hits. They're still touring in 2026. And if you ask someone under 40 who Night Ranger is, they'll say, oh, the Sister Christian guys. That's it. One song, one power ballad, 40 years of work reduced to 3.5 minutes.
And Mama's worrying that you won't last.
Number 3, Loverboy. Calgary, Canada, 1979. Loverboy forms and starts grinding through the club circuit. 1980, debut album Loverboy goes platinum in the US. Turn Me Loose becomes a hit. 1981, second album Get Lucky, 4 times platinum in the US. Working for the Weekend, peaks at 29 on the Billboard Hot 100. Number 2 on mainstream rock. The song is everywhere. MTV Radio. That opening riff, you know it before the vocals even album stays on the Billboard 200 for over 2 years, over 4 million copies sold in the United States alone. Third album, Keep It Up, in 1983, goes platinum. Hot Girls in Love is a hit. They're headlining arenas, touring constantly. Red leather pants on the album cover become iconic. The band is everywhere. And then, nothing dramatic. No breakup, no scandal, just the slow fade. Fourth album in 1985, fifth album in 1987, sixth in 1989. Each one sells less than the last. Grunge moves in. The sound that made them massive in the early 80s feels dated by the late 80s. Bassist Scott Smith dies in a boating accident in 2000. The band keeps touring with a replacement.
I'm here to please, I'm even on my knees.
But here's what nobody talks about. Loverboy sold over 20 million albums worldwide. They were nominated for 4 Grammy Awards. They played stadiums. And in 2026, if you mention Working for the Weekend, people know the song. They just can't name the band.
I gotta do it my way.
They've become that band. The one where the song is bigger than the band, where the riff is iconic but the musicians are invisible. That's a specific kind of forgotten, not erased, just anonymous. Your work lives on, your name doesn't.
On my knees, making love to whoever I please.
Number 2, Men at Work.
You better take cover.
Australian band formed in Melbourne, 1979. Frontman Colin Hay, guitarist Ron Strykert, saxophonist/flautist Greg Ham, bassist John Rees, drummer Jerry Spicer. Debut album Business as Usual in November 1981.
Traveling in a freighter combi.
January 1983. They become the first Australian artists to have a simultaneous #1 album and #1 single on the US Billboard charts. Business as Usual at #1, Down Under at #1. The album stays at #1 in the US for 15 weeks, blocks Michael Jackson's Thriller from the top spot for months. They win the Grammy for Best New Artist in 1983. Who Can It Be Now? Also hit #1 in 1982.
From a man in Brussels. He was 6 foot.
Second album Cargo in 1983 goes triple platinum. Overkill peaks at 3. It's a Mistake at 6. They're everywhere. MTV, radio, concert halls, and then it falls apart fast.
On a hippie trailhead full of zombies.
Third album, Two Hearts in 1985, is recorded with session musicians. Ron Strykert leaves during recording. Lead single, Everything I Need, peaks at 47. Other singles don't chart. Band breaks up in 1985, 4 years after their debut.
'Cause I come from the land of plenty. And he said, oh,
Greg Ham dies in 2012, and here's the tragedy underneath all of it. In 2009, a publishing company sued them for copyright infringement, claimed the flute riff in Down Under was copied from a 1932 children's song, Kookaburra Sits in the Old Gum Tree. They lost the case in 2010.
with a slack jaw, not much to say.
Colin Hay later said the lawsuit stress directly contributed to the deaths of his father in 2010 and Greg Ham in 2012. So the song that made them global superstars, the song that beat Michael Jackson, the song that defined Australian rock in the 80s, ended up haunting them.
You speak my language. He just smiled and
And that's maybe the cruelest version of this story. Not fading because grunge replaced you. Not fading because the industry moved on. Fading because the thing you created, the thing that should have been your legacy, became the thing that destroyed you.
can't you hear the thunder? You bet.
Men at Work were massive, genuinely, historically massive. And 30 years later, they're a lawsuit, a tragedy, a cautionary tale.
Diamond, a den in Bombay.
Colin Hay has a solo career. still tours, still performs Down Under. But Greg Ham is gone, the lawsuit is settled, and the band that was number one for 15 weeks in 1983 is now a, oh yeah, I forgot about the memory.
Give me a Vegemite sandwich. And he said, I come from a land.
That's not just forgotten, that's erased, replaced by the legal battle, by the tragedy, by everything except the music.
Cause I come from the land of plenty. And he said, oh,
Number one, Asia,
We were young, and we would scream together.
1982. Four prog rock legends walk into a studio. Carl Palmer from Emerson, Lake and Palmer on drums, Steve Howe from Yes on guitar, John Wetton from King Crimson on vocals and bass, Jeff Downes from Yes and the Buggles on keyboards.
Teenage ambitions you remember well.
Supergroup, that's the word everyone uses, and the debut album proves it. Asia drops in March 1982. Heat of the Moment hits number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100. The album goes to number 1, stays there for 9 non-consecutive weeks.
'Cause it's the heat of the moment.
It becomes the best-selling album in the United States for the entire year of 1982. 4 million copies sold domestically, over 10 million worldwide. Michael Jackson's Thriller comes out in November 1982. Can't hit number 1 for months because Asia is blocking it. Second album Alpha in 1983 also goes platinum, sells over 1 million copies, and then it collapses. Third album Astra in 1985. Steve Howe is gone, replaced by Mandy Meyer from Crocus.
We used to dance, and incidents arose.
Album flops, poor sales, the momentum is gone, band breaks up, reunites, breaks up again. John Wetton dies of cancer in 2017. And here's what nobody tells you about supergroups. When you put 4 legends together, the expectations aren't just high, they're impossible. Critics hated Asia from day one, called them corporate rock, pop drivel. Said they took the worst parts of prog rock, the pretension, and the worst parts of pop, the commercialism, and mashed them together. The album sold 4 million copies. Critics didn't care.
I never meant to be so bad to you.
And prog fans felt betrayed. These were their heroes, the guys who made complex, challenging, experimental music in the 70s. And now they're making radio-friendly 3.5-minute singles about lost love.
And now you find yourself in 82.
So Asia got caught in the middle. Too pop for the prog crowd, massive commercial success, zero critical respect. And when the hits stopped coming, both sides abandoned them. They kept touring, kept releasing albums. The original lineup reunited in 2006, toured until Wetton got too sick. But if you ask someone under 35 who Asia is, they'll think you're talking about The Continent, the number 1 album of 1982, the band that blocked Thriller, 4 of the most talented musicians of their generation, forgotten.
One thing I said that I would never do.
That's the cruelest version of all, not replaced by grunge, not killed by changing tastes, dismissed by the people who should have been their biggest fans, and forgotten by everyone else.